In Durban, Ranking Member Graham and members of the committee, my name is Kelly Robinson. I use she, her pronouns. I'm proud to serve as president of the Human Rights Campaign, our nation's largest civil rights organization working to achieve full equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people across the country. Thank you for inviting me to submit testimony at this important hearing. On behalf of HRC's more than 3 million members and supporters, I've come here today with a single message. The LGBTQ plus people of the United States are living in a state of emergency.
Welcome back. Riley Gaines is currently trending on Twitter. On Wednesday, Kelly Robinson, the president of Human Rights Campaign, testified before the House Judicial Committee. She was an expert witness for the Democrat and not a very good one. As women's sport advocate, Riley Gaines instantly demolished Robinson's talking point, claiming that biological men don't have physical advantage over women. Totally insane. Riley Gaines actually did a good thing to outline some things. I don't know if you have seen. I have the full video I'm going to play so you can see exactly what is happening. And please, I realize something. People complain they don't see my notifications. Check if your notifications is on. So when I drop the video, you will easily be notified. And if possible, why not share this video?
Members and supporters, I've come here today with a single message. The LGBTQ plus people of the United States are living in a state of emergency. This is not an exaggeration. This is not a dramatization. More than 525 anti-LGBTQ plus bills have been introduced this year in the states. More than 220 of those bills target the transgender community, many targeting children, transgender children. And more than 75 of those anti-LGBTQ plus bills have now become law. We're sitting here 7 years since the Pulse nightclub shooting where 49 lives were stolen, and just over 7 months since the shooting at Club Q that stole 5 lives from the community. This uptick of violence is real, and you've said it already. 1 in 5 of every hate crime is motivated by anti-LGBTQ plus bias. The other reality that we know is true is that these bad bills targeting the community are often accompanied by campaigns of misinformation and lies that sow fear and transphobia in communities. The very fact that we can't identify Leah Thomas as a transgender woman is playing into the fear and anxiety that's motivating these hate crimes. I talk to people every day. I talk to pediatricians that are being escorted to their cars by armed guards because of the bomb threats that they're receiving. I talk to drag queens who are being confronted by Proud Boys with AR-15s outside of drag queen story hours. This epidemic is real and requires action, both legislative and also cultural, in stopping this ability for people to just spout lies about our.
Just when I thought it is getting better, it is getting worse every single day. Now she says LGBTQ people are living at a state of emergency because they are being targeted. I want you to know your thought partaking to this.
Continually happening. And if we do speak up, you're immediately labeled as some name. They will call you everything under the sun, whether it's transphobic, homophobic, racist, white supremacist, domestic terrorist. They will throw them all at you in hopes to deter you, in hopes to silence you. Leah Thomas's teammates, they were forced every single week to go to mandatory LGBTQ education meetings to learn about how just by being cisgender, they were oppressing Leah Thomas. They were told that they are not allowed to take a stance because their school has already taken their stance for them. They were told that you will never get a job, you will never get into grad school, you will lose your friends, you will lose your scholarship and playing time if you speak out. They told these girls that if you do speak out, and any harm whatsoever comes towards Thomas's way, whether that's through social media, whether that's physical, mental, emotional harm, then you are solely responsible, and you could be responsible for a potential death. And you don't want that, do you? Of course not. Who would ever want to be responsible in a potential death? But that is the emotional blackmail that is plaguing this country, especially in universities.
Just facts. Riley Gaines is a treasure for people that have passed through some of these things, like what she experienced. I don't know if I've actually seen a single person that can disagree with what she said here. I went through the comment section to see if people are actually reason to look things like the way she see them. She's talking out of experience, a victim of some, I cannot even mention it on this platform. You saw it. I'm going to play what Riley Gaines said after she mentioned this. When you take a look at what is happening, I don't know what exactly to even say. They are singing this like a song. The LGBTQ are being targeted. They are doing this, they're doing that, they've passed bills. You know, I don't know if this is actually true. Because when I look at some of the legislation they put up and the laws,
female, boy, girl, okay? Biologically, do males have an advantage over females biologically in sports?
Again, I'm not a physician and I can't speak to that.
What's your real world experience?
It depends. I mean, there are some people who are born male that I'm faster than if I were to sprint against them, and some that I'm not. Some males that are taller than some women, and some that are shorter.
You don't believe that a biological male has a physical advantage in sports over a biological female?
Not as a definitive statement.
Give me an example. Well, no, I don't think. How many female members of the NBA do you see?
Well, I can say that, there's been this news article about men that think that they could beat Serena Williams in tennis, right? That they think that they could actually score a point on her. And it's just not the case. She is stronger than that.
What's your experience, Ben? Male, female?
Both Serena and Venus lost to the 203rd ranked male tennis player, which they're phenoms for women. My experience, my husband, he swam at University of Kentucky as well. In terms of accolades and in terms of national ranking, I was a much better swimmer than him. He could kick my butt any day of the week without trying.
Okay. I just think, Ms. Robinson, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I think you lose a lot of credibility when you don't concede that a biological male has physical advantages over a biological female. I mean, I just think that's a proven fact, and you really hurt your credibility. I understand you want the world to be a better place. I do too, and I don't think people ought to be discriminated against because of an immutable characteristic. I don't. And I think that I think everybody ought to be free to be themselves. And what you do in your bedroom or what I do in my bedroom with a consenting adult is nobody's business. But if what I do in my bedroom with a consenting adult, if I decide I want to tell somebody's child about it, then other people have rights too. And I think parents have rights. And I think biological females have rights to be able to compete fairly in sport, in sports. So I really think you hurt your credibility when you refuse to acknowledge that biological males have an advantage over biological females. It kind of makes me wonder about all your testimony.
Yes, these are some kind of things that actually get me agitated sometimes when I see someone that knows the truth and can't say it. It get me so upset. This was somebody that was reasoning upright some years ago, but suddenly, because of what I don't know, they just decide to change. They becomes like they are blockheaded. They don't even know anything again. They know the truth, but they pretend like they don't know. How on earth will you tell me you don't know if biological male are stronger than these females, are stronger than? How on earth will you tell me that biological male have no added advantage over biological females? He said it well. you have the right to be who you want, live the way you want, do any kind of things in your bedroom. But when you extend it outside, it becomes a problem. And this is one of the reasons we have the situation where states have been enacting laws, to limit some of these things. If they were doing this silently without going further to, infiltrate some of these ideas into children, nobody will have a say into how you live your life.